What are you saying?
If she says that there's not, do you want me to just come back and get card, your credit card?
Well, we have to wait till I get.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. What's up, y'all? What's up, my pugilism planet? I'm back. Back like a spinal column. Know what I'm saying? Waiting for y'all to come through. Mic check 1 to the 2. You know how I do. Just that line right there is better than everything in Kendrick Lamar's catalog. I found a platform here on YouTube that was talking about. It was the title was "You're Not Alone If You Think Kendrick Lamar is Trash." It was so refreshing. People was talking about his voice, his delivery. He ain't got no memorable lines or no songs worthy of putting on repeat. I'm like, yes, people are starting to get it. And this video is from like 6 years ago. So it's like people are starting to get, man, that this dude ain't all he's cracked up to be. Like they selling you some swamp water. There's so many better lyricists from back in the day and even now. Another topic, but I'll wait for y'all to come on in. Hit that thumbs up on your way in or on your way out. If you wish to donate to the J Roos Theory, the Cash App is $J Roos 33. You want to follow me on Instagram. The Instagram is the J Roos Theory. I'll be coming out with some hats and shirts pretty soon. So if you guys want any, hit me up. I'll take pictures of them to show what they look like, probably on my Instagram. So if y'all want a hat or shirt, let me know. And I'll have them at a reasonable price, nothing crazy. But I want to talk about, well, first of all, everybody coming through, let everybody know on IG, Facebook, Snapchat, let them know to wake up. If they're in the US, they're in the UK, Scotland, Jamaica, Brazil, wake up. It's time to talk some boxing to my pugilism planet out there. But I want to talk about Mr. Derek War Chisora, man. And he's getting a lot of respect right now from the fans, not just in the UK, but in the US because of his tremendous heart. I mean, think about it. In his last fight with Otto Wallin, he knocked him down. Didn't he knock him down twice? Otto Wallin hadn't been knocked down before at all, to my knowledge. I was listening to Joseph Parker do an interview talking about when he fought Chisora and how hard he punches. Like even his little, would look like little shots hurt. So, and Derek Chisora is actually the right height to cause a lot of these heavyweights of today trouble. George Foreman used to say that a heavyweight that came along around 6 feet, 6'1", would clean out the division, and nobody really was believing him. But Derek Chisora seems to be having a rejuvenated career. I know there's a lot of people still telling him to retire. Man, let the dude do what he wants to do. If he was working at Target, you guys would be like, "Oh, good job, man." You know, but when you go for your dreams or something that you enjoy, everybody wants to tell you to retire, man. Derek Chisora should do exactly what he wants to do. He wants to go out on his shield, let him go out on his shield. People are noticing, though, that Derek Chisora is really putting hands on these heavyweights. And though I don't think Joe Joyce is as great as he used to be, Derek Chisora beat Joe Joyce, man. Not too many people can say that they did that. I think, what is it, just Zhang and Chisora? But I was reading a comment from someone from the UK about Derek Chisora. They were showing on the picture on Facebook how Derek Chisora looked when he first came into boxing and how he looks now. He looked pretty much the same. So that shows he keeps himself in great shape. and he's a very thick, tough guy who throws a lot of strong hooks. And he just attacks you like Joseph Parker was saying. He's just relentless, kind of like Mike Tyson. He just comes at you with a lot of hooks. And I liked his jab in this last fight with Otto Wallin. He kept coming in with his jab. He was switching up to southpaw. But like I was saying, I read a comment from someone on Facebook from the UK, and they were saying that they're different in the UK than America. How in America we like kind of write somebody off if they get one or two losses. In the UK they don't sweat that so much, you know. So my question is, since you guys don't really care about wins and losses that much, you care about heart and performance. Is Derek Chisora taking over as far as the fan base in the UK? Is he surpassing Anthony AJ Joshua in the eyes of the fans? Let me know. Let me know. I know AJ needs to get his spirit right. He's kind of drifting, man. Get back to go to Yeshua, Mr. Joshua. Leave the other stuff alone. Don't do as they do in Rome, like you said. When in Rome, nah, you don't do as they do. Don't let these other coaches rub off on you, man. Follow Yeshua, Yahweh, and you'll be fine, man. Give you the strength you need to start pulling out these fights when you go up against spiritual warfare, which I believe he was under in his last fight with Triple D. But that's another topic. If you want to hear more about that, become a member, and you'll see what I think of all that. You can become bronze, silver, or gold. You get different perks, badges, get your questions answered first, and get a lot of behind the scenes content and stuff that I don't ordinarily talk about on my main videos if you become a member. Now, I mean, shout out to Thunders Productions, who became a member to the J. Roos Theory, the first one. So shout out to him and go subscribe to Thunders Productions. You know what I'm saying? But Derek Chisora is he's fan friendly because you know no matter who he's facing, he's gonna give it his best and he's gonna come to fight. And that's what I respect about Derek Chisora. And he's just a tough guy, man. He's every time I see him on these face-offs now, he seems to be kind of intimidating the person that he's talking to. He controls the conversation. He even takes it away from the moderator, man. It's kind of hilarious to watch. He just starts asking questions and he's getting into his opponent's heads and they don't even realize it. By him orchestrating the conversation and saying where it's going to go, he's showing you that I'm not only going to beat you in the ring, I'm controlling how you think right now. And by controlling how you think at the face-off, watch what I do on fight night. I'm going to control how you think there too. And that's just what he's doing, man. Derek Chisora understands the business of war. He understands how to come at you mentally. And then once he's got you mentally, he's pretty much got you physically. And that's what these fighters don't understand when they keep answering his questions and letting him dictate the conversation. If I was in the same room with Derek Chisora and he started asking a boatload of questions, I would just look at him and I'd be like, hold up, man. Are you the moderator or are you the guy I'm fighting? I'll ask some questions now. You're not going to just keep asking me questions, bro. Not happening. That's what I would do to Derek Chisora. You can't let this guy bully you mentally, because if he bullies you mentally, he's got you physically already. And that's what these young fighters don't understand. Because he said he'd be whooping up on young dudes in the gym, and I believe it. Because he's like a throwback fighter. He's got that tough mentality, you know what I'm saying? Very tough guy, mentally and physically. You know, Joe Joyce found that out. Otto Wallin found that out. Joseph Parker found that out. And he's got a lot of support now in the UK, as he has for the longest. How long has Derek Chisora been fighting? It's been a minute. It's been a minute. He fought David A. Klitschko's. I mean, he's got a pretty deep resume. we're always saying that Anthony Joshua has the best resume in the division, but look at Derek Chisora's resume. Look at Joseph Parker's resume too, man. These dudes have mixed it up. And I was talking about Joseph Parker. This kind of off topic, which I do best is get off topic. But Joseph Parker recently said, when asked who was the hardest puncher that ever fought him, he said Andrew Ruiz. He said this dude like hits you so hard, like it's like it sends a shock through you. I think Evander Holyfield said the same when he sparred with him, and that's one reason Holyfield finally retired after fighting Andrew Ruiz. I remember the fight before Ruiz fought Anthony Joshua. I forget the tall, I think he's a German guy that Ruiz was fighting. Lennox Lewis was announcing ringside, and Lewis was talking about, man, you can just hear the thud from Andy Ruiz's punches. So Andy Ruiz can punch, man. Another topic, but I just thought of that as I watched a great interview with Joseph Parker. I forget the platform he was on, but it was here on YouTube. Joseph Parker said he sparred with Andy Ruiz too. And he said when he first saw Ruiz, he's like, oh, like, yeah, really? Then he said that dude was chasing him all around the ring. So looks can be deceiving sometimes. You know, that's why you can never underestimate an opponent. You know, a dude comes into the ring looking like he's had nothing but Snickers, and then he puts hands on you. So you got to take every fight seriously, and you got to stay in the gym. You got to stay focused. You got to eat the right way. You got to train the right way. You got to get enough sleep. You got to get the recovery. You got to get your physio, as you guys say in the UK. There's a place out here that says physio. I used to wonder, what is physio? I think I'm saying it right. But that would actually be an interesting fight, like Andrew Ruiz and Derek Chisora. It's almost looking like Derek Chisora against anybody's an interesting fight, you know? It'd be interesting to see Mr. Jake Paul fight Derek Chisora. Or is he too young for you, Jake? I'm 52. Fight me, man. I train every day. I train way harder than you, Jake. Way harder. You would throw up if you did my workouts. And I've been doing them since I was a child. So getting in the ring with Jake Paul is nothing to me. Another topic, though, for another day. If I had more subscribers, I would really call Jake Paul out. I'd probably do 10 videos a week just calling Jake Paul out. And he ain't even got to pay me, bro. I know it sounds crazy, but that's how much I love to fight. That's how confident I am. We could even do a winner take all, you know. If I lose, I take nothing. If he insists on paying me, I take zilch if I lose. But if I win, it's big bank tank, little bank. But I wonder who Derek Chisora's next fight will be against. It might be against Francis Ngannou. I'm hearing whispers of that. I'm hearing maybe AJ. Maybe Dillian White. A lot of people are writing Dillian White off, which I don't really understand. The huge layoff, because I didn't think Dillian White looked as bad as people are saying in his last two fights against Christian Hammer and Tete. I don't think he looked bad, but you know, people were kind of judging Dillian with the microscope and really doing a lot of critiquing on the guy. I've said before, you're not going to look great in every fight. No fighter has. You can put up snooze fest of Mike Tyson where you start snoring. Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield, not every fight they had was a highlight reel. Nobody looks great every fight. So you can't count someone out just because they're not stopping everybody every round, you know. And now I'm going to shift over to Terrence Crawford. While I'm waiting for y'all to come through, might check 1 to the 2. I keep talking about everybody dismissing. I'm seeing a lot of videos now just totally not giving Terrence Crawford a chance about Canelo. Even fighters talking about the weight of Canelo and how hard he hits. Dude, Terrence Crawford is physically strong as a heavyweight, and he's mentally strong, and his ring IQ is strong. That's a lot of strength. The dude got shot in the head and drove himself to the hospital. Now that's a tough man. That's a G, as we say in the West Coast. That's a G right there. A G. I don't know where people are getting this nonsense about Canelo, like he's just wearing a cape and he can't be defeated. In my opinion, Canelo Alvarez will add another L to his collection after he fights Mr. Terrence Crawford. And they're judging all this based off, wow, man, he didn't, Crawford looked lackluster against Madrimov. I mean, if Madrimov was doing all that, imagine if what Canelo would have done if Canelo connect. Well, he's not Canelo. So, I mean, dude, just because you have a fight that doesn't look very impressive, he still got the W. He doesn't know how to lose. Canelo's a great fighter. We can't deny that. That's why we all want to see it, because he's a great fighter. But Terrence Crawford is a special fighter who hates to lose. I was watching Shakur Stevenson play cards, spades, and all that with Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford don't even like to lose in a card game. What you think he's gonna do in a fight? He's a true competitor. These dudes, the dudes that hate to lose, are very hard to beat. The guys that kind of, like don't really care, not so much, other than Chisora. Chisora's one of the few guys, like, he don't really care. He just wants to fight. But most guys that hate to lose are very hard to beat because they take it personally if they lose. So I got Terrence Crawford big, 11th round stoppage. You can call me crazy. You can call me stupid. You can call me a casual. But call me that after the fight night and we'll see how you feel. And you won't call me that to my face either. I guarantee you that. Keyboard gangsters. But just some more boxing talk after dark here. Want to chop it up with y'all tonight. And y'all celebrating Valentine's Day tomorrow? I was watching a dude on Instagram. He was saying that this day is definitely not for dudes. He said, I ain't never met a dude like, man, I can't wait to see what I get for Valentine's Day. Why do people want to say Valentine's Day with an M? It's not no Valentine's Day. It's Valentine's Day. Tine, not Time. Y'all know talking niggas. Yeah, I dropped the N-bomb, what? Valentine's Day. It's not Valentine's Day. I tell you. But man, slamming doors out there. But I think boxing is doing so great now that even Dana White is trying to get into the mix, which he seems to have been trying to do for a while now. But I think he sees all the money going in boxing in Saudi Arabia with Mr. Turkey, and UFC seems like it's kind of on the decline. I know they have their loyal fans and they do pretty good numbers, but it just doesn't seem to have a real big personality in the sport. They had that Strickland dude, but I think he might have fallen off a little bit. And my dude is John Jones, man. I don't think that dude's gonna ever lose. Um, I don't care about this new dude from the UK. That dude ain't. That dude is not beating John Jones. That guy's already lost. But John Jones is like winning so easily that it's almost like I don't know if people even want to see it anymore unless he fights somebody like Ngannou in the PFL, you know. And I'm hearing Jake Paul signed a contract with the PFL. Like, when did this happen? Jake Paul's getting into mixed martial arts? Did not know that. But boxing is really on the comeback. You know, Derek Chisora described himself like herpes, like he always pops up. That's kind of how boxing is, for lack of a better analogy. You can't get rid of it. The minute it's on the decline or something janky happens, there's like an ebb and flow, and then pow, boxing is back bigger than ever, you know, because people just like to see a good scrap, you know. If you're outside, you see two dudes fighting, you're gonna stop and be like, oh shoot, they getting it on. So, you know, people just love to see a great fight, not scripted fights, Mr. Jake, but real fights. So, yeah, man, we should have a big year ahead of us. I think that Crawford and Canelo will be the biggest fight of 2025, and depending on how it goes, you might get several fights from that. You never know. And Jake Paul might have to wait out the winner of that just so he can get a big name to fight, because ain't nobody really left for Jake Paul to fight that's going to bring in big numbers like the Mike Tyson fight. You know, if you're going to script a fight, that shouldn't have been the one to script while the world was watching. If you're going to script a fight, don't make it the biggest fight of your career, because everybody after that's going to be like, man, I'm done with Jake. I ain't watching no more of his fights. None. But that's my thoughts, man. Like I said, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up on your way in or on your way out. If you wish to donate to me, the J Roos Theory is $J Roos 33. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's the J Roos Theory over there. I said I'll be coming out with hats and shirts and stuff like that. And I have pictures of them on my IG. You know, you'll see the pictures, and there'll be a reasonable price if you guys want a hat, t-shirt, you know, stuff like that. You know, it'll be a quality too. It ain't gonna be like one wash and you start using it to wash your car with. Nothing like that. But I'm real excited about the fights that are coming up. I'm really excited to see what Derek Chisora is doing, man. It's interesting to watch him get into these guys' heads, man. It's very interesting. People don't realize how mental boxing is, especially at the heavyweight division. I remember the great Emmanuel Stewart said, a lot of heavyweights don't have heart. That's from Emmanuel Stewart, the best trainer to ever do it. And he said a lot of heavyweights just don't have heart. And I see what he means. Because Derek Chisora, like I said, is taking these dudes' hearts. He's getting into their mind just from talking, man. Remember Mike Tyson used to have the fight one before the first bell sounded? The intimidation factor. You looked across the ring, you saw this stocky dude with muscles popping out of his ears, and they was like, oh, shoot, did I do enough training? So the smart thing to do that a lot of fighters don't realize, win the fight before the fight. Lennox Lewis said the fight actually starts at the first press conference. You're trying to get into your opponent's head. It's a chess match. It's an intimidation war. And if you feel a little unsure of yourself, you don't show it. You have on your poker face. Otto Wallin did not have his poker face on when he did the face-off of the locked in with Derek Chisora. He looked very scared. He was gulping. Derek Chisora would say something, and he would take a big gulp of saliva. Like, this dude is scared. And Derek Chisora picked up on that. I know he did. Speaking of saliva, why do my people say saliva? It's not lava. I hear more black folks say saliva. Saliva. Oh yeah. Speaking of, let's touch on this. What's up with Teofimo Lopez, man? Like Keyshawn Davis was doing a press conference and he said someone sent him some watermelon and bananas to his room, and the guy he's fighting from the Ukraine, their people are like, "Hey, we didn't send that, man. Like we don't know who did it." So then they show footage of Teofimo Lopez in his room watching his cell phone, watching the press conference, and the camera pans back, and he's eating a banana and he starts laughing. I'm like, so T.O.'s really rolling with the racism now, huh? I thought he was a cool guy. I saw where he apologized to Keyshawn Davis about something, but I also saw footage when he was asked about Crawford and some other fighter, and he said, whatever monkey comes to get the banana first. I was like, wow, well, that's what we're doing? We're just going to get racist like that, huh? So makes you wonder if he's taking too many shots to the head when dudes just start talking reckless like that. Because this is a sport where a lot of black folks are in, and I don't think you want to put a target on yourself like that, T.O. You ain't got hands like that, homie. Like, you're good, but you ain't that good. And we even talked to his dad on Tony's Reviews. His dad called up, and we talked to Teofimo Lopez's dad way back. But Tio better reel in the racist comments, man. That's not cool. You know, when you make statements like that, you're not only creating enemies in the ring, but you're creating enemies when you just go out on the street, man. You can run into some real G's out there and they'd be like, oh, what's up, homie? What you got to say now, partner? So, you know, T.O., you got hands, but street fight is a little different. And you don't want to create any unnecessary drama when you don't have to. These dudes nowadays, they just go too far with the comments and they don't know what's appropriate and what isn't. See, that's what I always say I liked about Ali, Cassius Clay. He knew how to talk trash, but he did it in a playful way, man. That's why people liked him. He was funny. He didn't have to drop no F bombs or nothing like that. He was just funny naturally. These young fighters don't know how to do that. Like Big Baby Miller, they always go too far below the belt. And it's like he tried that with Dubois, it didn't work, and he got stopped. You know, it's funny how a beat down can really humble you. But that's what it is, man. That's what it is. So we got what, a little over a week to go until February 22nd. I hope to be going live for that. You know, my wife's about to give birth somewhere around the 25th. So we'll see if it happens on fight night. I might have to end the live stream a little early if I'm going live for that. But oh yeah, let me just address something. You Atlanta dudes is something else, man. You know how many dudes up here done hit on my wife while she's pregnant, knowing she's pregnant? They asking her how many months she is and talking about they can take care of the child. Like, dude, y'all dudes is thirsty, man. Y'all niggas need like a whole like keg of Gatorade if you that thirsty, man. What's up with y'all? Hitting on a pregnant woman? Has it come down to that? Really? Wow. Where they do that at, man? I guess Atlanta, man. Yeah, y'all niggas is something else. Hitting on a pregnant woman. Wow. Wow. When I grew up in Southeast San Diego, man, that's not even something you would even contemplate. You know, you find out somebody's married or pregnant, if you're interested, it's over at that point. Like, you don't keep going like, well, I don't care if she's pregnant. I just tell people she been eating at the buffet. That ain't no pregnant stomach. Like, man, if you don't go sit down somewhere, these Atlanta dudes is weirdos, man. It's like a bunch of cross dressers, and then you got a bunch of thirsty straight dudes. Like, really? Bunch of weirdos, man. But and then when they find out her husband's this big 6'3", 250 dude, they're like, oh, like I didn't mean no, I don't want no smoke. No, you don't want no smoke. You don't want no smoke. Trust me. I'm not one of these big dudes that just look big and ain't got no hands. I got actual hands, man. I used to box, not professionally, not amateur, but I did a lot of boxing, man. And I still train every day. I never miss, even if I got a headache, I still train. So yeah, I'm the last person these dudes want to step to. Wherever they want to take it, we can take it. Just had to get that little PSA out there, little public service announcement to all the busters out there, to all these little niggas out there hitting on married women. Sometimes you got to check people. Sorry if me saying nigga offends you, but it doesn't offend me. I grew up in the West Coast. That's just something we say. I don't cuss, but I do say nigga. But yeah, I'm way off track, ain't I? But that's what we do here on the J. Roos Theory. We just talk. We just be ourselves, and we have a great time. Shout out to all my subscribers, man. Y'all was telling me about a lot of fighters that I never even heard of, and like somebody was telling me about a heavyweight that's undefeated from China that's 6'11". I'm like, dude, I gotta see this dude. 6'11". Man, these dudes are getting taller and taller. But it seems like when they run up against the dude that's like between 6 feet and 6'3", they have a little bit of a problem. A little bit of a problem. But I just appreciate all my subscribers. I appreciate even those that haven't subscribed but like to come through, talk their stuff, and then bounce. I appreciate them because they took the time to watch the video. They took the time to comment. And I always say, I don't mind people disagreeing with me because it would be boring if everybody agreed with me. So I appreciate even those that disagree with me. Just like I always say, keep it classy, keep it respectful. And you could tell those that know the sport over those that don't. Because those that know the sport know how to back up their points without getting emotional. The ones that get emotional, you can tell they can't really. They're just going off who they like because of their race or because their homies like them or their family likes them, so they're jocking that fighter now. But they can't really give you a reason why this fighter is going to beat the other fighter, why fighter A is going to beat fighter B. They can't really give you no technicals on how that's going to happen. But that's the world we live in today. 2025. I know 2024 for me personally was a very rough year. It was a year of exposure. A lot of people got exposed. People that I thought were my friends showed me they definitely weren't my friends. Just a lot of exposure was going on. My block finger was busy that year, man. I was like, wow, people trying to turn on J. Roos, huh? I was like, interesting. But hardships, the one great thing about hardships, it shows you who's in your corner and who's not. Because if someone's friendship is just based on you doing well, then that's not really a friend. But when you run into hardships, your money's funny, you're walking instead of driving, you find out, okay, I see who's down like 4 flat tires and I see who's not. So shout out to all those that stuck by Jay Roos when I was on struggle mode a little bit last year. I was still putting out videos and you never would have known it. But I was a little on struggle mode. There's a lot of things going on, but I was still working out, still putting out content. You know, there were people that did stick by me, and I appreciate them. People like Kurt from Counterpunch Boxing News, people like Showbiz, people like uh, people like Andrew Tucker, who actually came to Georgia. Kurt came to Georgia. Um, Boxing Waves, just real cool people, man. Chris Jones from Pump Chasers, man. That dude had my back too, man. Shout out to Chris Jones. Y'all go subscribe to the bodybuilder Chris Jones, man. That dude knows how to get people in shape. If you want to look your best and get in shape, go sign up for Chris Jones at Pump Chasers, man. That dude, he can get you in some serious shape, man. That dude is ripped like confetti. But a lot of people have my back, and I appreciate them. I had some family members that got funny on me, which is no surprise. Sometimes people that aren't blood related are more like family than those that are blood related. And I'm gonna share something with you guys though. My mom had a dream, like, man, it's probably like around 30 years ago. She had a dream that nobody cared about me, and she was like, why doesn't anybody care about my son? This was in her dream. She's like, I guess it was family and everything. She's like, how come nobody cares about him? I thought it was just a dream. Fast forward to 30 years later, I was like, oh, that was not just a dream. That was a prophecy. That was real. Because I saw it up close and personal. I remember, dude, like, people get real funny, man. People get real funny. People that you thought were down, nah, nah. And there was even a certain dude that I admired in the music industry, and he was cool at first on the phone, and then he said something out of pocket. I'm like, where'd this come from? So it's like, okay, all right. It's like him too, huh? And then the thing about going through hard times is that instead of trying to help you, people start critiquing you, kind of like Job in the Bible, in the scriptures. People start like making it seem like, well, you must have done something for all this to happen to you. People just assume you did something rather than actually comforting you, with scripture or something. They want to sit there and be critics. And I ran into that a lot. People want to critique and what did you do wrong? Or what is like, now is not the time for that, man. I always try to put myself in other people's shoes and be like, would I want to, would I appreciate being talked to like this, Because I remember I had a certain homie where something was happening to him, and I didn't want to really tell him what I felt was going on because I knew he was hanging on by a string. So I would just try to comfort him with positive words. But then fast forward to when I was going through something, he didn't have no problem trying to crush my spirit. I was like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing. Well, you're not a true homie. Sent him to the block party. You know what I mean? Jay Roos, salute. What's up, man? How you doing? Adam Ray in the building. I'm just sitting up here talking about my crazy existence back in 2024, one of the roughest years of my life. 2022, 2024 were some trying years for your boy. It was, I say I hate when people say your boy, so yeah, for your dude. 2022 and 2024 were some trying years for me. Really tested my heart, my courage, and I dove into the scriptures. I read the scriptures from cover to cover, the Hebrew scriptures with the Hebrew names. So I read it cover to cover, because I wanted to learn everything I needed to know about my creator. And we still got to study, we still got to learn. We never we never learn so much that we don't need to open the scriptures, you know. We can always learn something. But yeah, just a little bit about your dude Jay Roos and my theory. But yeah, the topic tonight was Mr. Derek Chisora, and is he starting to blow up in the UK more than Anthony Joshua? Because Derek Chisora is supposed to only have one more fight left, but if the fans are, you know, really behind him and have his back, who knows? He might keep boxing. I know a lot of people are against that, but Derek Chisora has to do what Derek Chisora wants to do as far as his career. I saw him in the dressing room crying. He was so emotional about it, which shows he really likes the sport. So when you like something that much, you're going to be pretty great at it because you like it. You know what I'm saying? Agate Cabello versus Joseph Parker would be a very good boxing match. Man, I hadn't thought of that matchup. At Arabica, come, man, they need to make you a matchmaker. Yeah. Jarrell Miller versus Derek Chisora would be fireworks. Yeah, man. I remember when Derek Chisora was doing an interview and Big Baby came through, and Big Baby wasn't talking his usual stuff. It's like he was kind of kissing up to Derek Chisora. So I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, that face off would be interesting, seeing if Derek Chisora could get in Big Baby's head, and I believe he could, because all that trash talk Miller does, it kind of lost some steam when Dubois put hands on him. It's like people ain't really tripping off all that stuff now. They're like, man, whatever, bro. Yeah, Zane versus Bacoli. I think everybody wants to see that fight. I think it'll happen. I think it'll happen. I was watching an interview with Joseph Parker. Me and the interviewer, I forget his name, but he's a former boxer. He didn't know that Parker had actually fought Zhang in the amateurs. I didn't know that. I thought the first time they fought was in the professional ranks. But he was talking about how smooth Zhang is with his punches, and you know, for a big guy, how he's pretty smooth and he has a high ring IQ. He just doesn't throw many punches. If Zhang had a higher punch output, man, he could probably clean out the division, man. If he didn't just walk around with his gloves like this, man, he just kept swinging like they used to do in the 90s, like Ray Mercer and them, Zhang would be even more of a problem. He would be even more of a problem. AJ and Wilder, I think we're going to get to see that too. Not AJ, Deontay Wilder was supposed to have a fight in April in Atlanta, and it got canceled. I don't know if they're going to bring in another opponent or if the whole fight just got, trashed. I'm not sure, but Wilder and AJ is going to have a fight that gets their confidence back, because I'm pretty sure they lost a little bit of confidence with their recent losses, especially AJ. I think they should have a fight that's dangerous but not too dangerous, get that confidence back, and then go after the Fury fight or the Dubois rematch. A lot of people think AJ should just go back and rematch Dubois right now. I don't think he should do that. I think he needs a tune up. He's got to get his spirit right. Like, he's all over the place spiritually. He don't know what's going on. He needs to find Yeshua, get his spirit right, so he can win when he's fighting a dude that got dark forces behind it or behind him. So, boxing's not just all this. There's a lot going on. So people better get their spirit right, But Yeah, I think we'll get AJ and Wilder. Not sure when. Hopefully this year. Hopefully this year. I don't know how long AJ wants to fight. I'm not sure how long Wilder wants to fight. But we've been waiting for this fight for over 5 years, and it's time to get it on. It's time to get it on. You either handle your business or get up off the pot, as they used to say. But where does Otto Wallin go now that he took that big loss to Derek Chisora? Where does Otto Wallin go? Does he become a gatekeeper? Because he doesn't really have the power to stop anybody. He has a decent chin, maybe even a great chin to finish the fight with Chisora. I believe he thought his legs got tangled in that first knockdown, but it still shows your legs were kind of getting weak, the fact that you fell. But where does he go from here? I always say if I'm boxing and I see that I can't hurt my opponent, I'm getting out the sport because I'm not going to sit there and fight dudes that can knock me out and I can't knock them out. That's like you're coming to a gunfight with a butter knife, you know. The other dude's busting at you and you sitting there trying to stab him like, nah. So if you can't hurt the other opponent, especially at heavyweight, maybe it's time to just call it a day, you know. And I like Otto Wallin. He's a great guy. Looks like he could be a model. Nice smile, nice personality. So maybe he can get into commentating. You know, I'm sure he knows a lot about the sport. He sparred with AJ in the amateurs, gave Tyson Fury fits, almost beat him, cut him. So I don't know, man. I hope Otto Wallin finds success. You hate to see a nice guy like that face defeat the way he did to Derek Chisora, you know. But I picked Derek Chisora to win. I did, especially after I saw that locked in video when he and Wallin. I pretty much really knew what was about to happen to Mr. Wallin, or some say Wallin. Morning from Edinburgh, Scotland. Oh, what's up to you, man? Thanks for coming through. What's your name? Dan G? Is that? Thanks for coming through, man. Much respect. Much respect to you. Jai Opataya versus Moses Atama. Atama would be a future fight. I'd definitely pay to see it. I would pay to see that. I got a Talma for now, but could change. Philip Hergovich versus Frank Sanchez would be a very good boxing match. I like Hergovich, man. That dude is funny. That dude is funny. And Frank Sanchez needs to come back. He needs to come back. Is that Dan B or Dan G? Hope I got your name right. My screen's a little dull for some reason. Dan B, bro. Okay, I got you. Yeah, my screen's a little I don't know, it's like I get technical difficulties on YouTube sometimes where it's like they got stuff on my screen and it's not bright. I don't know what that's about. But shout out to you, man. Thanks for coming through. Just talking a little pugilism about Derek Chisora and all that. And who you got, man? You got Parker or Dubois? I did say Dubois, but then watching all the behind the scenes stuff, I started going with Parker. Y'all go subscribe to Joseph Parker's YouTube channel, man. It's very interesting, and he's a family guy. It's hard not to like Joseph Parker. He's such a nice guy. And I really like watching boxers behind the scenes, like their eating habits, their training. how they interact with their family. I find all that stuff very interesting. I like to see that. It can tell you a lot about the fighter when they get in the ring, just seeing how they maneuver through life. That can tell you if they're a quitter, if they're mentally strong, if they're loving. It can you can learn a lot from a person just watching how they move in everyday life. So I like all the behind the scenes things I'm seeing from Joseph Parker and his family. Shout out to Joseph Parker and his family in New Zealand and all the tough guys there, all the Samoans who were some of the nicest people I've ever met. May the best man win. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Man, if Joseph Parker beats Daniel Dubois. Oh yeah. Speaking of Joseph Parker, on the interview I just watched, I gotta finish it by the way. It's like over an hour. Very interesting. The guy talking to him said, "Did he think that AJ and Fury could ever be champion again?" He said, "Sure, why not? Both of them could be." So I always say people are so quick to write somebody off, man. You lose a fight and you're overrated. You've been a hype job. I mean, I always compare it to Tom Brady. No matter how many games Tom Brady lost, you still knew when Tom Brady got on that football field, you're in for a long day. Tom Brady was the best quarterback to ever do it, and he's lost many times. So I know boxing's different because you can get damaged easier, at least with head trauma. Football is harder on the body, but no matter how many losses you have, if you still have the will and the skill and the desire to train and fight, you can still become champion. That's why Derek Chisora is so tough, and he's not a gatekeeper at this point. At this point, when you beat Joe Joyce and Otto Wallin and knock Otto Wallin down, something that AJ didn't even do, you're not a gatekeeper. And if you were a gatekeeper, you just got promoted. You're no longer a gatekeeper if you can do that. And that's big facts coming from your big homie Jay Roos. I wonder where he gets the name Del Boy. I always wondered that. I can see where he got the nickname War. I mean, that's kind of obvious, but I don't know what the Del Boy means. Sounds interesting, though. Can you imagine how a face off would have gone back in the day between Derek Chisora and Mike Tyson? Oh, what's up with this fighter that Frank Warren signed called Delicious, man? What's up with that? A fighter named Delicious? Like, really? Delicious? I understand that WWE tried to sign him probably because of that name. He's a handsome guy, but named Delicious? Do not come to Atlanta with a name like Delicious, homie. Do not do it. You're going to get some unwanted attention. Man, if my name was Delicious, I'd be like, y'all got to call me D or something, homie. Call me Del Boy. You ain't going to call me no Delicious being a dude. Hey, what's up, Delicious? Dude, did you just call me Delicious? Yeah, man, that's your name. Oh, yeah. Well, don't be calling me no Delicious, man. I ain't cool with that, homie. Delicious. Oh, what's up, Delicious? Oh, what's up, man? What's poppin'? You gotta always sound hard if you got a name like Delicious. Even when it don't call for it, you pull up to a drive-through to get some food and they happen to recognize you. You're like, oh, it's Delicious. You like, oh, what's up, homie, man? What's poppin'? What's poppin', my G? You always gotta, sound hard if you got you got a suspect name like Delicious. You gotta put some extra sauce on it. My name's Delicious. I get vicious. Deontay Wilder versus Derek Chisora next would be interesting. I don't think Wilder could beat Derek Chisora right now. I just don't. Delicious Ori is a very good heavyweight boxer. Yeah, you got to be good with a name like Delicious. You cannot be suspect coming to the ring with a name like Delicious. You got to have hands. He probably grew up fighting. You know, I mean, like people's probably teasing him. They're like, "Oh, there's Delicious. There's Delicious." Hey man, that's Del Boy to you. No, it's Delicious to us. Delicious. What up, Delicious? Oh, what's up, homie? What's good, homie? Where the party at, man? Delicious. Wonder if he has a middle name. Wonder what that is. Hope it's nothing like pudding. Delicious pudding. If my first name was Delicious, I would either have a nickname or go by my middle name if my middle name was decent. You ain't gonna be having no dudes calling me no Delicious. And standing, weighing 250 pounds, Delicious. Oh my goodness. Delicious. One thing's for sure, if this dude's a great fighter, you know all the endorsements he'll be getting from fast food chains with a name like Delicious. This dude will be on every Burger King, Wendy's commercial. Delicious. Get these delicious burgers and get these hands put on you if you don't. This is coming from Delicious. Delicious. But in the ring, I'm vicious. Don't get it twisted. Delicious. Golly. I'm sorry. That name is too funny. That would be a good one. Wilder versus Derek. That would be, yeah. Wilder versus Derek. Man, I think Chisora would get him personally because Derek just attacks. And Joseph Parker said when he fought Wilder, when they watched footage, Deontay would come out and be the aggressor. He said when he fought him, immediately got on the back foot, and he's like, "What is this?" So that's why a lot of people are blaming Malik Scott as Deontay Wilder's trainer. They're saying he's actually teaching Deontay Wilder to fight like he fought, which is a mistake because that's not Wilder's style. And plus, Wilder stopped Malik Scott with that phantom punch. But nonetheless, he got a stoppage. I think Malik Scott, as a trainer, knows a whole lot. He knows a whole lot. And he studies film. He makes some great analogies. He does great interviews. I just don't know how great of a trainer he is, but I keep saying, though, I think it's more so that Deontay Wilder just doesn't take good instruction. I think when he's in the corner, he's not really listening. I think because of his lack of weight, I think he's dazed a lot during fights and he's trying to play it off. Even in the fight with Ortiz, I think he was dazed and buzzed. He admitted he was buzzed, but I don't think he's really paying attention. I think he just goes out there and tries to land rights, and if it don't connect, then it's over for him. And he used to know how to kind of set it up and then land it, but now he seems like he's retreating so much. He doesn't seem very confident in the ring. He needs to stop doing the ayahuasca. He needs to stop with all the foolishness. He needs to stop wearing those masks. He needs to turn to Yeshua, get his life right, and maybe he can find success. But Chisora, Wilder, yeah, I got Chisora. I don't think Deontay could stand up to them hooks now. Derek Chisora can get a little hook happy, And if he does, that would give Deontay an opportunity to come through the middle with that overhand right. But hopefully Chisora would know to look out for that. Nobody really worries about Deontay's uppercut or hooks. You know, he's got a decent hook, decent uppercut, but you want to look out for that Anakin Skywalker overhand right. And I say it's Anakin Skywalker because he got all those metal implants. So, you know, you get hit with the Anakin Skywalker, yeah, you might be chilling with Ben Kenobi. Ben, Anakin was a good friend. For all y'all Star Wars fans out there, what movie did I get that from? I'm quoting Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ben Kenobi. Anakin was a good friend. What movie is that? Was it the prequels or the original? Bon Scott in the building. Vicious one would be better. Salute, guys. What up to Bon Scott, y'all? Bon Scott, straight out the land of Scotland. Y'all don't catch, for those that didn't catch the live stream from the beginning, go check it out. I'm dropping a lot of stuff that I don't ordinarily talk about from my personal life. And I'm also just talking about a lot of other things that you might find interesting. So go back and check it out. I know a lot of people probably don't want Derek Chisora to win this next fight, whoever it's against, because they'll think, you know, you're not going to retire if you win this fight. So a lot of people probably hoping that he loses by decision, you know, not KO. So he calls it a day. But Derek Chisora knows what he's doing in there. He knows what he's doing. He fights in spurts, and it works for him. It works for him. Derek Chisora would have problems against like a very fast fighter, the guy that gets in and gets out. That would give him problems. But if you're fighting a slugger, then yeah. And Adewale lumped him up. It's just he didn't have enough power to really, you know, do some real damage. It's like he was just kind of pawing at him and lumped him up, but Adewale was just getting gloves put all over his face, man. Derek Chisora was like, boom, boom, boom. If you go to Joseph Parker's YouTube channel, they show him and his family watching the Chisora Wallin fight, and they were cheering Derek on when he was just beating Wallin from pillar to post. The way Derek Chisora be representing Five Guys, I wonder if they're gonna put him in any of their commercials, you know. It's only right. He's advertising them. Give Mr. Chisora some of that dough. Wilder has always been suspect. The best fighter he fought was Fury. I heard the hospital. Oh, what is it? I heard the hospital made his ego after Fury 2 and found it had multiple fractures. Oh, you talking about his Oh, I said moved, man. It says I heard the hospital x-rayed his ego. He said his ego had multiple fractures. Yeah, his ego took some serious fractures, man. What did Rocky tell Creed and Creed 2 about Drago? That guy broke things in me that ain't never been fixed. You don't think I could beat him? Otto Wylene needs to do some weightlifting. Wylene does look a bit on the thin side. I noticed that. He doesn't have an intimidating physique. I'm not trying to diss the dude at all. No body shaming at all. But, you know, he's got to get a guy in there. He's got good height on him. So you got to have the size to match the height, man. You can't come in looking like Snoop. You gotta have some type of muscle definition. You gotta, you know, you can't come. I hate to see fighters with concave chests, like a flat bird chest. It's like, dude, are you doing any push-ups, man? Like, what are you doing? Like, you just come in the ring looking like you just stepped out of White Castle. Like, bro, what's up? Especially when you see how AJ was looking, I think that's what scared him. Like, he looks across the ring and sees this big old buff dude, and then he looks at himself. He's like, oh man, I'm about to get my head flown out the time zone. Yeah, Wylene's got to, man, lift some weights, man. I'm pretty sure he does, but, you know, if he did it enough, it'll show more. Obviously, he's not doing it enough. No disrespect, Otto. I like you, man. He said Otto needs to stay off the soy milk. Yeah, do not drink soy, man. That soy is in just about everything we eat, man. It's in bread. They're really trying to soy us men up, ain't they? That's why you gotta pray to Yeshua, pray to Yah over all your food. So no deadly thing can harm you, as the scriptures say. You gotta pray over your food and drink more than ever nowadays. Stay away from the soy as much as you can. And they don't list everything that they put in these foods either. I like almond milk though. I like chocolate almond milk. Hopefully they're not putting any soy in that. How do you get milk from an almond? I always wondered that. How do you get milk from an almond? We got apple milk coming. How do you get milk from an apple? I just made that up. I don't think there's anything called apple milk. And if there is, I won't be drinking it. Come get this pomegranate milk. Nah, I'm straight. Want some watermelon milk? Nah, I'm good. I'm straight. Oh, I was watching Andy Lee on Joseph Parker's channel. Like I said, y'all need to go subscribe to Joseph Parker's YouTube channel. It's one of the best YouTube channels I've seen, especially for a boxer. But Andy Lee was in the hotel room or somewhere with his shirt off, hitting the pads. Dude, Andy Lee is fast, bro. Andy Lee is fast. This dude is faster than fighters that I'm seeing right now in their 20s. Andy Lee's fast, dude. I'm gonna have to go back and watch his fights. That dude got speed. He was throwing combos like whap, 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 whap. I was like, oh, easy, Andy. Easy, Andy. I know Don Charles is a heavyweight, but if he and Andy Lee mixed it up, man, it looked like Andy Lee would put hands on Don. That dude's combos was vicious. Andy Lee still got it. He must be training with Parker. I think he is. I think when he's working with Parker, he's getting in some training too. Maybe he wants to get a Jake Paul fight or something. But if he hit Jake Paul with that combo, it's going to be 90-night for Jake. Andy Lee was putting it down. I know he had to be tough because he used to train up at the Kronk with Emmanuel Stewart, and you can't train at the Kronk if you're weak. Andy Ruiz versus Derek Chisora. That'd be a great fight. I was just talking about that would be an interesting fight. I think, see, that would be a tough fight for Chisora because of the fast hands of Ruiz and the hard punches of Ruiz. I might have to favor Ruiz in that. I don't know. I don't know. That's tough to call, man. It could go either way. It could, man. I I might have said Chisora earlier when I was talking about it. I'm not sure, but now I'm gonna say Andy Ruiz, man. Andy Ruiz seems to fight better when he's looks like he's out of shape. When he comes in looking like he trained hard, he don't seem to be the same. But that's my theory. The J. Roos theory. Like I said, I'm gonna put out some hats, some shirts. Y'all go follow me on IG, see what they look like, and I'll send one out to you at a reasonable price, nothing crazy. And you can rock your J. Roos theory gear. Spread the word. Let's get these subscribers up. My journey to 1 million subscribers. It's been a long road, but ain't no quit in me. And that's the J. Roos theory. But like I said, the February 22nd fights are coming up fast. That's one of them cards you don't want to miss any fight. It's just a stat card. You want to be there. You just want to set that side a day. Set that side a day. Speaking backwards like Yoda now. I guess I'm talking too much Star Wars. You want to set that day aside, I should say. Get your food ready. You know, you just want to go from the couch to the bathroom to the couch. You do not want to miss any of the fights on this February 22nd undercard. You don't want to miss any of those fights. Bivol versus Beterbiev 2. Dubois versus Parker. Why am I not thinking of the other fights? Oh, you got Shakur Stevenson versus Floyd, not Mayweather. Shakur Stevenson, man, he kind of looks like Ali, a little bit. If you look at his face, he reminds me of Ali. Something about the shape of his face and his hair. Shakur's got some fast hands, and he's working with Terrence Crawford. Terrence was showing him how to get out of the way of punches and how, if you move a certain way, they can only hit you with certain punches because they can't reach you. So Terrence Crawford will make a great trainer when he decides to hang up the boxing gloves, you know what I mean? He's got a lot of boxing knowledge. And, he's got Bo Mack in his corner. Who you guys like? I haven't really been talking about this, but who you guys like in the Conor Ben Eubank Jr. fight? I was going with Ben before all that stuff about the PEDs, but he's looked kind of ordinary since he's been back. And Eubank Jr. to me has been looking better. Eubank Jr., him and Dillian White are like some of the funniest dudes in the sport. I like Eubank Jr., dude. I think he's gonna win this. I just think he's gonna win it. What do you guys think? We got Puro in the building, y'all. Y'all go subscribe to my dude, Puro. Puro, keeping it thorough. From hood to borough. Yeah, man. I started off talking about Chisora, but I'm all over the place, man. I'm talking Eubank Jr., Conor Ben, Crawford, Canelo, Dubois, Parker, Shakur Stevenson versus Floyd. Yeah. Pure Rose in the building. Y'all go subscribe to Puro. We got to keep the boxing channels alive that put out content where they know the sport. There's a lot of boxing platforms out there that don't really know what they're talking about. Puro's not one of those. Puro knows what he's talking about. So we got to subscribe and support the platforms that know what they're talking about. Keeps the sport interesting, keeps it alive, keeps it afloat. So, and when you subscribe to Puro and you watch his videos, hit that thumbs up. Puts us in the algorithm. Lets YouTube know that we're out here on these YouTube streets and things like that. So appreciate you coming through, Puro. First and foremost, congrats, bro. You and Bud on paying $400 to Canelo for Bud's weight ticket to the Shadow Realm. The Shadow Realm. All jokes aside, loved how they made a fool of fake Paul. Yeah, Jake Paul came out looking kind of like he didn't think it through when he tried to call Canelo a cherry picker. It's like, Jake, do you really want to go there about cherry picking? Like, dude, you fighting MMA dudes past their prime. You're fighting NBA players that are retired. It's like, dude, like, you gonna call Canelo a cherry picker? And he made it sound like Canelo fighting Crawford was not a legit fight. Like, what? So I think Jake's just mad because he thought this was going to be big as Mike Tyson or close. And now he really don't have a dancing partner. He don't have nobody to fight now. So he's sitting there pretty upset. He wants to call Canelo names, and some of the stuff they say back and forth is funny, but there's no way he could call Canelo a cherry picker, man. That's ridiculous. I mean, what next? Jake Paul's gonna call out what's his name? Larry Merchant. Jake Paul versus Larry Merchant for the YouTube belt. Come on, Jake. Jake. As Denzel said in Training Day. Jake. Canelo and Turkey fooled us all. Yeah, they sure did. I thought the fight was really off. I really thought the fight was off. Did he cherry pick around 19 world champions? Yeah, Jake Paul. Jake Paul's just upset because he saw that them millions go out the window rather quickly. I guess he thought he stole Canelo from Turkey. He's like, yeah, look at MVP promotions. And Mr. Turkey was like, nope, not happening. Not happening. You ain't gonna make a turkey out of turkey, man. It ain't happening. So Jake, what's next, man? What you gonna do, Mr. Paul? You gonna fight Logan now? Ain't nobody watching that. I mean, yeah, they're somebody watching. I'm not gonna be one of them. Because if them other fights were scripted, I know that one's scripted. You gonna fight your own brother? You know how that's gonna go. And it's a draw. Yeah, I bet. Exactly, Jay Roos. No matter how much money Fake has, Turkey will have more. Turkey's loaded. Turkey got more money than Wells Fargo. Also glad the big one is in Vegas. I will be attending. Oh, you're attending that, huh, Puro? Man, yeah, I need to go out to Vegas, man. I ain't been out to Vegas since like what, around 2000? Before that, I was there in 97, February 7, to see Lennox Lewis, Oliver McCall too. And then after that, yeah, it's about 97 or 2000. I ain't been to Vegas since, man. I really like Vegas. I wouldn't mind living out there. Yeah, it's nothing like being at a big fight, man. The atmosphere is just electric. There's nothing like it. First boxing match I ever went to was in Sacramento at the Arco Arena at the time. Not sure if it's still there, where the Sacramento Kings used to play. It was Lennox Lewis versus Lionel Butler. That was Lennox Lewis's first fight back after his first loss to Oliver McCall. And man, it was electric. Lennox came into the ring to Tupac, just me against the world. Man, that was so hard. It was just blasting. It's just me against the world, baby. He had the dreads going. He had the towel on like Mike Tyson used to do. And Lionel Butler looked like a bigger version of Mike Tyson, but Lennox Lewis knocked him out in 5. I was there to see it. Drove from Sacramento to San Diego back, like took me 9 hours up and 9 hours back with no sleep. Very stupid of me. I don't recommend it. Get some sleep before you take long road trips like that. You know what I'm saying? Try my best. Canelo fights are expensive, but hotel is already booked. Wow. Wow, man. That's what's up. Puro's doing it big, y'all. Yeah, I need to get to that fight. Moses Atamo versus Andy Ruiz would be fireworks. I think Andy Ruiz might get him, man. I don't know if Moses is ready for that yet. I haven't seen his chin tested. The ones hating on Canelo will be the ones in 10 years' time calling him an all-time great. Same happened to Lewis. Ain't that funny how they used to talk about Lennox Lewis? Especially in the States, man. They act like he's a fraud. Especially when he lost to Oliver McCall. They really felt justified. Like, I told you. Like, no, stop. It's because they came from the era of Mike Tyson where they liked all their heavyweight champions to talk a lot of trash and act a certain way. And Lewis came with dignity and class, and they didn't like that. They think if you talk classy, you're not a tough guy, which is just ignorant. You can talk classy and knock somebody's head off. So you don't need to come in there dropping F bombs. That's one thing I don't like about Tyson Fury. How when he had this last face off with Usyk in the rematch, he's just standing there cussing at him like a little kid. Like, what is that doing? Like, is that gonna scare somebody? Like, he's just standing there, you beep, beep, be like, what? Huh? Like, you're mad at the guy because he wants to fight you? Like, why are you cussing at him? It's like, you're mad that he's fighting you? I don't understand. You don't want to fight him? Is that what you're saying? So you're cussing at him because you really don't want to fight? Like, what's the logic behind it? You're just sitting there, like, dropping F words like Andrew Dice Clay and Richard Pryor. Like they had a collab. Like, dude, what are you doing? What? Huh? What? Huh? Go sit down somewhere, Fury. Better yet, stay retired if that's all you can do is cuss. Charlene with the gangster lean is in the building. What's up, Charlene? Thanks for tuning in to Mr. Roos, making the other channels call a truce. Fury knew he was looking at a killer. He got humbled twice. Humbled twice. Well said, man. Well said. Yeah, he definitely got humbled. He got schooled, man. Moses looks promising. Definitely a future big fight. And Andy is now back with the man that made him the champ, Manny Robles. Oh, he's back with him, huh? I did not know that. I did not know that. Andy Ruiz is tough, man. I did a video before AJ's first fight with Andy Ruiz, and I said, "Will this be Andy? Will this be Anthony Joshua's toughest fight?" And at the time, it was. It definitely was. AJ beat him pretty soundly in the rematch. I think is one of the reasons Ruiz came in so heavy, and AJ was just moving and boxing. I thought it was a great fight by AJ, but I don't think anybody's too eager to get in the ring with Ruiz. Even I'm sure AJ don't probably really want that rubber match with him. Can't really blame him on that. Says, "Yep, saw it today." Wow, I'm gonna have to look into that, man. Yeah, Andy Ruiz is no joke, man. That dude's combos. That's the thing too about heavyweights to throw combos like Andy Ruiz. Heavyweights don't respond well to combos, as you saw with AJ. It's like once you block the first two punches, then it's like you panic, like, oh shoot, like you like, what is it? 8 of y'all in here? Like what? And you're like, you just flee the spot after a while. I was like, dude, like calm down, homie. But heavyweights don't like to take combos, man. They like the 1-2 hug Klitschko style, Vladimir that is. You come with some combos, you probably got action. If you can punch and you throwing combos and fast ones at that, you're gonna give a lot of guys problems. Y'all make sure to hit that thumbs up for your dude, Mr. J. Roos. I kick the competition like Bruce. Make him call a truce when I'm on the loose. Then throw up the deuce. Bars. Facts, bro. And his Cuban based style throws ops off because he's Mexican. Yeah. Yeah, Ruiz is a problem, dude. Joseph Parker was just talking about when he first sparred Ruiz and he looked at him. He's like, man, like, really? Like, who's this dude? He said that dude chased him all around the ring. You know, you just look at Ruiz and think, like, man, what's this dude gonna do? Like, he got like T-Rex arms and he's like, look like the Michelin man. That dude come in there and put hands on you. You can't overlook nobody. Nobody. If you overlook Andy Ruiz, man, you're gonna get put to sleep. That dude's a problem. Um, if he just fought consistently and could stay injury free, I think he broke his hand in the last fight with Jarrell Miller. If he can stay consistent, ain't no telling what he could accomplish. I thought he beat Joseph Parker, man. I honestly did. Some people think that was a hometown decision. Who wins, Andy Ruiz versus Martin Bacoli? I got Andy Ruiz. I got Andy Ruiz, man. I think he's too fast for Bacoli. Bacoli's not slow, but Andy also convinced Evander to put off his last comeback. Yeah, I was talking about that before you came through, Puro. That Holyfield sparred with Andy Ruiz, and I guess he realized, nah, I don't want no more of this. Like, Andy be touching dudes up, man. Like, Can you imagine some dude on the street thinking they're gonna run up on Andy Ruiz and mug him like, oh, let's get that chubby kid. Andy just put hands on him. They had them dudes doing the $6 million man sprint down the street. Like that's it. Andy Ruiz is like the last dude you want to run up on the street. They say you don't judge a book by its cover, man. You definitely can't do that with him. Now, some fighters that look crazy fight crazy, but Andy Ruiz ain't one of them. Andy's chilling in San Diego, where I grew up. 6'1" Nizity. Yeah, very soft spoken, man. I love to hear I love watching Counterpunch News when Kurt imitates Andy Ruiz, man. He sounds just like him. Andy be like singing his words like, yeah, yeah, I'm gonna hurt you. Yeah. Yeah, he's a real nice guy, got a nice smile. Combos though. For Lennox Lewis to say that he can hear Andy's punches ringside and he was impressed, for a puncher and just the caliber of person that Lennox Lewis is, for him to give Andy those props, for Evander Holyfield to give Andy those props, like, y'all better stop sleeping on Andy, bro. Y'all better stop sleeping on Mr. Ruiz, man. He'll eat a Snickers and come rip your head off. Because he fights like he's a cruiserweight or something. So you fighting a guy that's like 250 plus and he's throwing combos at you like a cruiserweight. Dude, that's a nightmare. I done box cruiserweights, man. They harder to fight than heavyweights because they throw more punches. You know, I was faster than them dudes, but they threw more combos than me, and that's very irritating at heavyweight. You don't want a bunch of punches coming at your dome piece. Like, oh shoot! No, no, back up off me. Give me some breathing room, homie. You gotta push them off. Who's out there slamming doors, man? Yeah, like I said, make sure y'all hit that thumbs up. You can follow me on Instagram at the J Roos Theory over there too. I'll be coming out with hats and t-shirts soon. You can check out what they look like, and I'll get them out to you at a nice price. And if you want to hit up the J Roos Theory on the Cash App, it's $ J Roos 33. Support the platform, you know. We make it look easy, but it's not always easy, man. You got to do a lot of film study, watch a lot of platforms, even the ones you don't like, just to see what the word on these YouTube streets are. It's very time consuming. So yeah, support the platform. Support the ones out there that keep it professional and know what they're talking about. Platforms like Puro, Counterpunch, Andrew Tucker World, Blue Blood, Sports TV, Showbiz, Boxing Wave. You know, these guys know what they're talking about. Your boy in the bunker, Boxing on the Edge, Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. BWTM Sports and Gaming. Andy's Boxing's Danny Trejo. He don't give a the Mexican Heart and Chin Definitely a problem. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's a problem like math class, calculus too. Sorry if I missed it. Is it true about Clarissa Shields? Clarissa Shields? Oh, what happened with that? Uh oh. What happened? Dropped the bomb on us, Charlene. I don't know. He got to stay disciplined and focused, though. Yeah, Andy Ruiz, you talking about? Yeah, yeah. A focused Andy Ruiz is a dangerous Andy Ruiz. And like I was saying, I think he fights a little better when he's heavier for some reason. Seems like when he tries to get the bodybuilder physique, he's not as effective for some reason. What happened to Mr. Boxing today too? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, man. We've had some huge matches, and he's just I don't know, man. If y'all know him in real life, check on him, make sure he's okay. He had one of the best boxing platforms out there. He knows a whole lot about prospects and the heavyweight division, man. That was one of my go-to channels right there. Mr. Boxing Today too, man. Very, very great channel. I miss his content. Weed in the post-fight test, Jay Roos. Weed in the post-fight test. Is that what happened to Clarissa? Oh, she was smoking the ganja, huh? She's meant to have failed a drug test. Thank you, Charlene and Puro. So, I guess that's what happens now that she's hanging with Papoose. Uh, I never liked Papoose. He's had a lot of disrespectful, blasphemous lyrics in his rap. So yeah, I would love to get Papoose in the ring. But Clarissa Shields was smoking the ganja, huh? Wow, wow, that's crazy. Gotta have discipline, man. I don't understand these fighters, especially now that so much money's being thrown out from Mr. Turkey. Seems like you just be disciplined and be trying to get on one of these cards. She can do a Connor and blame the eggs. Conte and Shields are saying is due to secondhand smoke from the arena. Oh, really? Are they really saying that? Wow. That should be such small amounts. I don't think it would even show up on a drug test. Wouldn't smoking weed make her want to sit in her chair and chill? Yeah, you would think it would make her kind of passive and lazy, but I wish Layla Ali would come out of retirement and just handle Clarissa, dude. I'm not a Clarissa Shields guy. Layla Ali said she asked her a while back if she wanted to spar, and Clarissa declined, and Layla Ali said, "I see why she don't knock nobody out. Like I was testing her by asking her did she want to spar, and she didn't want to, and she said she can tell why she don't knock nobody out." I saw Layla Ali fight in person on the Lennox Lewis Klitschko undercard at the then Staples Center in LA back in early 2000s. Layla Ali was on that card, so I got to see Layla fight up close and personal. Well, not too close. I was in the nosebleeds. I was up close for the Lewis fight in Sacktown, though. Don't think it would make her box any better. Carolyn Dubois is a better fighter than Shields anyway. I haven't seen her fight, but I'm pretty sure she's probably Clarissa don't really have no power, so it's hard for me to watch her. Even if you're not gonna knock everybody out, but I like to know there's at least a threat of a knockout or knockdown. And Clarissa knocked the girl down this last fight. the last round. I watched that fight, but I don't know. Clarissa don't really do it for me. And she's got too much mouth, calling out male fighters and like, dude, just you can't even knock out girl fighters. Now you want to challenge men. As Tyson Fury says, Clarissa, you ain't got the minerals. You don't have the minerals. I was like, why'd they do a movie about Clarissa Shields? Like, who wants to see that? Clarissa Shields? Like, who's playing her, man? I don't see no movie about no Clarissa Shields, dude. Rather watch a infomercial. Caroline Dubois can box and she has KO power. Oh, okay. Maybe she needs to step to Shields if they're in the same weight division. Shields got knocked on her by a guy she thought she could. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, she landed on the hiney, didn't she? Didn't she claim the dude had like concrete in his gloves or something? Can you imagine if Muhammad Ali was a southpaw heavyweight boxer? Man, I guess we would have had another Usyk almost, huh? Ali would switch up and do a lot of different things, though. Just frustrating that Keyshawn Davis had a win turned into a no contest, and Clarissa probably get off light. Yeah, I know. What's that about? What is that about? No consistency. Yeah, no consistency at all. Just like the NFL with the refs and the Chiefs, man. No consistency. I hate that. They're consistent at being inconsistent, which you don't want to see. You want to see everybody playing by the same rules. You want to see everybody getting a fair shake. You don't want to see one guy get penalized and then somebody else is like, oh, no problem. You hate to see that. Oh, camera drop action. Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. Just frustrating. Oh, I read that already. That's boxing, bro. I ain't tripping. Yeah, it is, ain't it? What does Kirk say? The sport that we love, that sport we love and hate so much, huh? Boxing is very different. Oh, there we go. I've been I've been lucky though to have 30 plus years of great boxing. Wow, you've been watching the sport about as long as me, man. Yeah. I remember the The first big fight I ever paid for was Evander Holyfield versus Larry Holmes. Excuse me, and I remember thinking, man, this is like a Rocky movie because I could hear the punches, because they had the mics in the corner. So when they would connect, I was like, wow, you could hear the punches like a Rocky movie. And I was just hooked after that. People thought it was a boring fight, but I didn't. Up to the new school to find a way to change these troubling trends. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, we've Puro watching boxing for this many years. We've seen some great fights, man. Got to see Riddick Bowe, all three fights with Evander Holyfield. The Parachute Man, got to see, forgot to mention this guy the other night when I was talking about great heavyweights of the 90s. Forgot Andrew Galata, trouble guy, but great fighter. I think he and Riddick are even cool now, but got to see the two fights with Galata and Riddick Bowe. Man, Galata was tough. He would just have these mental lapses during fights where he'd get overwhelmed and start cheating, man. He bit a Samoan dude on the neck right here. Kept hitting Riddick Bowe below the belt like he was getting points for it. For the rematch, they even put boxing trunks on the heavy bag and made sure that he kept his punches below the belt. What this dude do? He got the rematch where Riddick Bowe went in there and hit him low again. Then the fight he had with Mike Tyson, he fought his corner harder to get out of the fight than he fought Mike Tyson. This dude was like, I'm not going back out there. He's like fighting his corner, like, nope, I'm done. His corner's like cussing at him. This dude's like, man, if you don't get out of my way. I heard like Mike Tyson like broke his face that fight or something. There's some dude out there talking about all Mike Tyson's fights were fixed. Man, go sit down somewhere. What you talking about? I know dudes, there's like people that sparred with him talking about how hard he hit. Chavez Taylor won, or was it say? Chavez Taylor and Castillo Corrales are the best fights I've seen in my tenure. Oh man, that Taylor fight was something else. I think that's what made everybody dislike Richard Steele. And Chavez was a G, man. I couldn't believe when they said, didn't he admit to recently that he did cocaine in the locker room or something sometimes before fights? I was like, Chavez? I thought that dude was just training relentlessly, man. Remember when Chavez fought De La Hoya? But yeah, that Mildred Taylor Chavez fight was something. And then Corrales, he was a tough guy too. I miss that whole HBO feel to fights, the music. I even have the music on my playlist on here if you check it out. It's got like theme TV shows. I got the HBO boxing music. That just got you amped up and ready. Then you hear Jim Lampley's voice. Jim Lampley is still to me the voice of boxing, man. I miss that dude's voice. The Zone, they might be running boxing right now, but they ain't got the commentators to match. They don't. They just need to bring Mr. Lampley back. I don't care if this dude's 250. Y'all need to bring Jim Lampley back on that mic device. Lamps. I got to get Jim Lampley on the show, man. Not for that fight. He started after the Camacho fight. And funny enough, it was the match man that provided Macho Man. Oh, not for that fight. He started after the Camacho fight. Macho Man, I actually met. I met and took pictures with Hector Camacho Jr. He's supposed to fight my dude Viking Samurai real soon. Celebrity Boxing. So y'all go subscribe to my friend Viking Samurai. Real cool dude's got a channel with great content and interviews. Interviewing. It's about like his channel is mainly about action films from the 80s and 90s, and he's got great interviews with writers, directors, actors, and he's in his own movie, The Last Kumite. So go subscribe to my dude Viking Samurai, man. We talk for hours, man. I mean hours offline. Real cool guy. But he was supposed to fight Shane Mosley, celebrity boxing, injured his shoulder, and then Shane fought somebody else. So now he's fighting Hector Camacho Jr., who's a real nice guy too. Got pictures with him on my IG. Hector Camacho Jr., man. Shout out to Tim Witherspoon too. Tim Witherspoon always treats me great in person, man. Real nice guy, man. Real nice guy. He said he's gonna hang with me because I get all the girls. Shout out to Tim, man. Real good looking guy. Looks like he's 30, but he's in his 60s. Keeps himself in shape, stands tall. That's cool. Chavez fought him in exhibition in 2021. Wow. Wow. I'm gonna have to check that out. I didn't know that. I did not know that. As Johnny Carson used to say. Y'all don't know nothing about Johnny Carson and the Tonight Show, do you? Here's Johnny, Ed McMahon, Arsenio Hall, the Dog Pound, Jay Leno. Even Pat Sajak had a late night show. David Letterman. One with the days, y'all. The late night talk show wars. Yeah, in Mexico. Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out, man. Thanks, Puro. I didn't even know that. See, that's why you guys gotta subscribe to Puro, man. He be telling you stuff you didn't know. Puro. Did you ever do any boxing, Puro? And if so, what weight class were you? Just curious. Because usually people that know a whole lot about the sport usually participated at some level. Yeah, Chavez and Eric Morales posed to happen this year. Oh, for real? Oh, see, I didn't know that either. Yeah, I did not know that. I remember Eric Morales well, man. A lot of great Mexican fighters, man. A lot of great Mexican fighters. A lot of great Cuban fighters in the amateurs. I remember Jorge Luis Gonzalez and Riddick Bowe. That's one of the funniest fights. And just leading up to the fight was hilarious. Like Jorge throwing a glass at Riddick Bowe. Man, they had to put like this big plastic like divider in between them at the weigh-in so they wouldn't knock each other out before the fight. Jorge Luis Gonzalez, remember he had the bald head and the shag in the back. Riddick Bowe had that hair flying all over the place. Kept him in the corner the entire fight. Yep, didn't have any amateur experience because of my parents, but would have fought around 154 to 168. Oh, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, like me, I just did a lot of sparring. And I wanted to turn pro, but that's another story. But I still train every day like I got a championship fight coming up. Shout out to Gaz, man. Yo, man, just got on. I hear... What is that? I hear Zundo and Dorticus is on. Thanks for the 349, bro. Appreciate that. But who the fighters you talking about, man? I don't know them. I gotta up my game here. Dad was a pro as a young man and taught me how to box. Oh, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, that's cool to have a family that's into the. You got that in your DNA. That's real cool, man. Yeah. Yeah, when I was growing up, man, I was all pretty much football and into boxing, man. I like playing basketball, not so much watching it unless it's the playoffs, but I love shooting 3 pointers. I remember I made me and my buddy used to just shoot threes, man. I made like 13 in a row, man. He was like, "What in the world?" I would even sometimes turn my back, turn around, and I just love shooting threes. What's up, Steph Curry? You want to battle with the 3 pointers, man? What's up? What's up? If I win, you got to hand me those wages, man. Mr. Curry. Zundo, the WBO, WBA cruiser champ. Dorticus, a slick Cuban mandatory. Man, I don't know nothing about these dudes. Wow. Making me look bad, man. I don't know who these dudes are. I got to do my homework. I'm tripping. Appreciate that, though, Gas. Went 10-0 with 8 KOs, but quit because his manager was jacking him as he concentrated on football, soccer. Oh, okay. So his manager was janky, huh? Sounds like Otto Wallin when at the face-off with Chisora when he told him that he sent Otto Wallin home because he was charging him 10,000 a week, and Wallin was like, "What? I only got 1,000." Chisora was like, "Oops." Guess I'm talking too much. So I guess his manager took 9,000 and gave Wylene 1,000, and Wylene is doing the hard work, and the manager's taking the bulk of the money. Only in boxing and the music industry, I tell you. Semi-pro ball is as far as he made it, though. Okay, semi-pro. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Manager was jacking him, huh? That's sad, man. Shady business, bro. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Nothing more dirty than the music industry and boxing. Two almost go hand in hand. They almost go hand in hand, man. Boxing and the music industry. It's like somebody's always trying to figure out a way where they can take your dividends, man. Take your money. You put in the hard work in the gym, boxing, and someone else is like, nah, I'm gonna take the money. Guess they think these fighters got brain damage and don't know that they're getting gypped. Then you got the music industry where dudes is doing the hard work, writing the rhymes, and then there's some record label like, nah, we'll take that. Thank you. Thank you. He never told me why he didn't let me box, but think that's why. I'm pretty sure that would be why, because parents don't want their children to go through the hardships and frustrations that they went through. So yeah, he's probably trying to protect you from the dark side of the business, kind of like Rocky Five, how Rocky was trying to keep Tommy Gunn away from the Duke, who was the George Washington Duke, who played the Don King type of character in Rocky Five. Rocky was telling him, I'm trying to keep you out of the dark side of the business, but Tommy wouldn't listen. So Rocky had to put hands on him in the streets. But yeah, the music industry, entertainment industry, it can be dark. You got to really be careful how you move in those industries. You got to really be careful how you navigate. You know what I'm saying? I almost had a record deal with Suge Knight back in the 90s. Do y'all know that? I'm nice with a pen. I've been rapping for about as many years as I've been working out. That's why I know Kendrick Lamar is overrated. As I grew older, though, I think I could have protested more, but such is life. That's, yeah, man. I feel you on that. Yeah. Yeah, man. My thing is boxing and rap industry. I don't like the current music, though. I just don't. I don't like it. I don't like the music. I don't think the lyrics are creative. I think Kendrick Lamar is complete garbage. I don't hear nothing that he says that's witty or clever. His voice is annoying. He needs to put some bass in his voice. His beats are way out. I do not get it. Every time someone's talking about like, oh, Kendrick, I'm like, dude, stop. Snoop talking about Kendrick Lamar as the GOAT. Yep, the G's for goofy. You know how many rappers would eat Kendrick up in a battle? Like, what? Kendrick is like a nerdy rapper to me. Like, I don't get it, man. He has a bad delivery. He don't have a look. He's short. Not nothing against being short because Easy E had presence. Like everyone say, when Easy stepped into a room, you noticed him. But Kendrick he ain't got it like that. It's just the big machine is behind Kendrick, so they're almost making people like him because they play him. They keep playing him, so it's like people are like, "Oh man, he's really good." I don't bump any new rappers other than a bit of Benny the Butcher. Oh yeah, that dude is hard. Benny the Butcher and Conway the Machine. Yeah, I know exactly who they are. Yeah, Benny the Butcher is nice. Yeah, them dudes. See, them dudes are like throwbacks to our era, man. It's okay, brother. You just not like us. I was trying to work that in myself. You did it for me. I'm not a fan of Drake, but I would actually listen to Drake before Kendrick. I just don't get it, man. I really don't get it. It has nothing to do with the political message at the Super Bowl. I haven't liked Kendrick since I first heard him back in 2011. I was dating this chick, and she was like, "Man, this new guy, Kendrick Lamar, you should hear him. Like, he's really good, and he don't cuss." And I listened to him, I was like, "Yeah, he cusses." But I don't hear no lines from him. I'm like, "Ooh!" Like when I listen to the game, I'm like, "Dude, this dude like the game would lyrically assassinate Kendrick Lamar. Like, no competition. The delivery, the beats, like the game is nice. He don't get a lot of credit because he's kind of, he can appear to be bipolar sometimes, but game would eat Kendrick Lamar up, man. I don't get it. I just don't. I think you got to be high and drunk to like Kendrick Lamar. I just don't get it. I don't know how Dr. Dre even co-signs it. It makes me wonder about Dr. Dre. Was a huge hip hop fan, but started to get bad in my opinion and lost interest. Yeah, me too, man. Reggae is actually my favorite form of music other than the religious views. Just listen to bot like us. I think. Thanks, guys. You just spoiled my day. What a load of garbage. Yeah, that song is trash. That Not Like Us song is annoying, dude. Like, I think the more annoying your song is now, people are like, oh, that's a hit. Man, Kendrick is trash, dude. Kendrick is French for overrated or something, man. Thoughts on early Eminem, the Slim Shady LP Encore. Eminem would literally destroy Kendrick Lamar if they ever battled, man. Nobody is really gonna make Eminem look bad in a battle. That dude, most lyricists, the only problem I have with Eminem is they usually go too far with some of the stuff they say because they're trying to like shock jocks. But lyrically, like Kendrick Lamar would get destroyed so fast by Eminem. If you battle Eminem, you better have your bars together, your metaphors, your similes, your beat better be hard, your mic better be crisp, and even then Eminem's gonna eat you up. So yeah. Eminem, when he first came out, I was like, "Who's this guy, man?" We went from changes to the to the yeah, exactly. Bon Scott just started to get back into it like at start of the pandemic, but mostly Mexican rap. Yeah, there's a I started listening to Christian rap. There's a Christian rapper named Bizzle. He has these Jay-Z disses, but he's real lyrical, man. He has a song called Bamboozled. Man, it is deep. He's talking about how TV almost makes you root for the bad guy. It's all from the the director's perspective. So he's saying before you know it, if you're watching the movie, depending on how they film it, you find yourself rooting for the bad guy. But go check out Bizzle. He's a Christian rapper, but he got bars. Bizzle. Bizzle. No joke. He's no joke. In my opinion, the new Mexican rappers are fire. Oh, that's what's up, man. I'm gonna have to check them out. You like a bit of Buju Banton, J. Roos? That's some hardcore rap. Nah, I don't really like Buju. He's got that dance hall style. Plus, I saw him on Apollo dissing Christians. I'm like, man, get off stage. Most of the hard reggae, as far as best musically, comes from St. Croix, man. They just, I don't agree with their little beliefs, but beat wise, and they say some deep stuff. So, did I know Suge? No, but Suge knew about me because he wanted to sign dudes that were like had a street gang background, and I didn't have a gang background, but I grew up around it, so he didn't want to sign me. And then the guy that was shopping my demo tape told him my mom worked for the state senator, California state senator at the time, Waddy P. Detta. Shout out to his son, Peter Detta, district attorney. My mom worked for him, and once he found that out, once Suge found out that my mom worked for the state senator, he wanted to hear my stuff because he wanted to have as many power people around him. He thought that would be powerful to have like a lady that worked for the state senator under him. And my mom ran for California State Senate back in around '94, and she didn't win, but I was always proud of her for running, man. Shout out to mom. And yeah, Suge Knight wanted to sign me, but he ended up signing some blonde white girl whose dad was like a district attorney or something. And then Suge got locked up or something happened and it fell through. Glad it didn't work out in retrospect because I didn't have no clue back then how dangerous being signed to Suge Knight was at the time. I didn't know it was all that craziness going on at the label. So the Most High looked out for me, and it didn't work out. You know, I think should be let out of jail though. I don't think he should be in there right now. After Eminem's second album, I gave up on rap. '90s reggae and Lovers Rock are the best. What exactly is Lovers Rock? I know isn't that a Sade album? I love Sade, man. I used to want to marry that chick. That's crazy. Small world, man. Yeah, man, it is. My favorite is a dude named Lefty SM. Unfortunately, he was killed a year and a half ago. Oh, man. Oh, that's so sad. I found out some stuff. Maybe I should save this for Patreon when I start one of members only, but I'm going to just go ahead and say it. I found out a lot of these record labels hire what they consider high risk artists, like that are really in the streets, and they take an insurance policy out on them for say like 100 million, and then when these guys end up allegedly being taken out, these labels get the money from that. Sad fact about the music industry. So when a label hires Mr. Gangbanger 101, and then this dude meets an untimely demise, guess who's getting that money from the insurance policy? Not the family, the label. The label. Very sad. You know, when Tupac and Biggie unfortunately got taken out, that was a rare thing back then. But nowadays it happens so much. It's like wow. But you're not really shocked. You're just like, oh man, sad, but it doesn't really shock you. Spitting facts, Jay. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. A lot of theories on why he was killed, but that is one of them. Yeah, that's sad, man. That's sad. Yeah, it's always the rap industry too is like the only industry seems like where people demand you be the person you claim to be on a song. Like you never see an actor, or rarely you see an actor acting like he's that person outside of the movie. But in rap, like you got to live up to your lyrics, or you're not keeping it real. Like, come on, man. Remember Dave Chappelle had that little skit when keeping it real goes wrong? Yeah. Sad, sad, sad. You can't just make music and go home. You got to make music and go act like a G once you leave the studio. You're not keeping it real. Well, okay, yeah, but I'm breathing. One and then the two and then the three, and then you gotta breathe. Remember that song? Fabulous. He was actually killed by an employee of the Guadalajara DA office. Oh my goodness, are you serious? Wowzers. Wowzers. That is not good. That is not good, my friend. Wow. Just like the Russell Poole situation, he got, had some, he left this worldwide at the police station. And they always say that's the safest place to have a health issue because they have so many numbers to ambulances. Yet Russell Poole, who was about to go solve the Tupac case, ended up leaving this world while in the police station. Make it make sense. He was not a street dude or with the cartel. Wow. That's messed up, man. I gotta pray for that family and friends, man. Cool G Rap and Scarface are bosses as well, man. Cool G Rap, I was just thinking of him today. Man, Cool G Rap would rap circles around Kendrick Lamar, dude. Cool G Rap was hard. That dude had a lisp, that's his sample voice on Belle Biv DeVoe's Poison, where he's like, poison, poison, poison. Sound like Mike Tyson, but that was Cool G Rap. And I remember Cool G Rap said it, I think it was him, he said on the song, I give more black eyes than a typewriter. I was like, oh my goodness. More black eyes than a typewriter, dude. Oh. Kendrick Lamar ain't never come out with a bar like that. He's too busy trying to play with his voice and stuff. Yeah, man. Cool G Rap, he's one of them dudes that don't get credit. Everybody always talks about Sean Carter and Nas, and nobody ever talks about Cool G Rap. He must have had the worst marketing team in rap history because that dude could go with the best of them. First time I heard Cool G Rap was a song called It's a Demo. And Scarface always had a great delivery. Scarface's song called I Know You Feel Me or something like that is what inspired Tupac to write Dear Mama. They ID'd the killer, but case not solved because he is the son-in-law of the actual Guadalajara DA. Oh man, he got too many power people in his corner. Oh no. Yeah, that's crazy, man. He got too many power people in his corner. They like, nah, we not touching that one. We are not touching that one. MC Hammer mode can't touch this. They call him Kung Fu Kenny. Yeah. Savior of the West, more like Kung Fu Clown. I do. When I hear people talk about Kendrick Lamar, I almost like want to just punch him in the nose, like for real. Man, did you hear? No, I didn't. I do. Play Tupac and then play Kendrick, and you tell me what sounds better. The quality, the production, the voice, the lyrics, the way Tupac rides the beat. Play Notorious B.I.G. then play Kendrick. Dude, there are so many rappers better than this dude, man. It's just like I said, he's got the big machine behind him. So, and then once he performed at the Super Bowl, I guess he's really the talk of the town now, man. Kung Fu Kenny ain't it though, man. I ain't gonna be no sheep and just be like hopping on the bandwagon because everybody else likes him. I think for myself and my ears tell me sonically this dude ain't it. He ain't it. Shoot, Melly Mel's a better rapper than Kendrick Lamar. Did you watch the Canelo? No, I didn't. I didn't see that fight. I didn't see that fight. I'm gonna have to check it out. I know one thing: Canelo and Crawford are gonna be in the best shape of their life for this fight because neither guy's gonna underestimate the other, which is wise. They hail him a poet, a prophet of truth, but I hear mumbling rambles detached from my youth. I don't hear nothing from Kendrick that is just like, wow, like that wasn't like nothing. I really stand in awe of people that like him. I even ask people like, what's he ever said that nobody knows, man. They're just told to like it, so they like it. Wow, man, that's sad though, Puro. Yeah, Kendrick is so overrated. Money Tree's probably one of his best tunes. I'm gonna have to check that out. The one he did with MC8 on his first album was okay, but man, when MC8 is being more lyrical than you, that's kind of crazy because MC8 is hard, but he's real basic. Gio. I just subscribed to a YouTube channel where it's one of the best channels I've seen where it's like these dudes playing instruments on their front porch, on their front lawn, and they had Big Daddy Kane. They had MC8. He had a lowrider on parked on the line, and they doing a live show in the crowd. It's called, I forget the name of the channel. Begins with an N, but I'm like, I like the concept. Okay, Nello's Ring Walk was to Lefty SM hit song for me. Mex. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to check out that Ring Walk then. Oh, so Canelo's up on him too, huh? He must have been pretty popular. He's the rap version of Taylor Swift, exactly. An industry creation, probably auto tune like her too. That's a good way to say it, man. Taylor Swift, not Kung Fu Kenny, but Kung Fu Taylor. I Kendrick Lamar, dude. And when he came out, wasn't his name K Dot? I think it was the game that told him to change his name from K Dot. Even his name wasn't creative. Can you imagine blowing up with a name like K Dot? Like, dudes, hey, hi, I'm K Dot. Man, go sit down somewhere, dude. Go fill out these unemployment papers. K Dot. So many better rappers than this dude. Jay, you'd bump a bit of SIBO too sure. Oh, SIBO is hard. The bald head nut. Yeah, man. SIBO. My cousins from Fresno put me on to him. And then he was on the All Eyes on Me album with Tupac. Yeah, SIBO's hard, man. Spice One, man. Spice One's albums used to be so hard, man. That 187 he wrote album, dude, man, we wore the mess out of that. Um, I used to talk a lot to EA Ski, who produced a lot of that them beats for Spice One. Spice One's worst album was still harder than most of these albums today. That 1996 album, and Spice One is he can rap fast. He can dude. He needs to get off the shooting people stuff, but Spice One is no joke. Song went uber viral, 400 million views. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of views. That's a lot of views. K better than K Duckworth. Laugh out loud. K Duckworth. What's a buck worth? Dropping bars on y'all. Man, how long I've been on here? I've been on here 2 hours and 21 minutes. Well, I guess I'm gonna sign off, y'all. And you got Parker Dubois, Mr. Roos. I got Mr. Joseph Parker. I got Joseph Parker. Parker thinks Daniel Dubois is distracted. He thinks he's looking past him, when he jumped in the ring after that Usyk fight. He says he thinks he's training hard and all that, but he said your mind is, what's going to come into play. And if you're not fully focused on the guy in front of you, it could be a frustrating night for Daniel, who I still believe has some quit in him, and it's going to take the right fighter to bring it out of him. And I think Andy Lee and Joseph Parker will come out with a right strategy to frustrate Daniel Dubois, even if it's just jabbing him to pieces. Who you got in that fight, Bond? Puro says, peace, brother. Stay up. Stay up to you, man. Thanks for coming through, Puro. And go subscribe to the homie. Excuse me. Go subscribe to the homie Puro. Sound like my voice is giving out anyway. Guess that's the cue for me to really step off. Thanks for coming through, everybody. Gaz, everybody. Yeah, man. E40, Richie. Oh, yeah, Richie Rich. Yeah, man. Them dudes was hard, man. Finesse had a lot of clever lines. EA Ski had him on his channel not too long ago. Did you watch the White Joyce presser? Yeah, I did a video about it where I played the audio and reacted to it. Funny, yeah, he said Joe was so slow. He had the buffer before. Yeah, go check out my video. It's called Dillian White is Ready for Stand Up. Yeah, man, Dillian had me rolling. It's good to have Dillian back. I got Dubois early, Parker later rounds. Okay, that makes sense. I can see that. I can see that happening. I'm surprised this fight ain't a main event, man, but I guess it's co-main event. But anyway, let me get on up out of here. I appreciate everybody that came through, from Puro to Charlene to Bruce Gas. Not Bruce Gas, Gaz, I should say. Thanks for the super chat. Shout out to Vaughn Scott. Shout out to Adoray, everybody that came through, man. And everybody that's going to watch this on the replay. Much love and respect. As always, if you want to donate to the J Roos Theory, the Cash App is $J Roos33. You want to follow me on IG, It's the J. Roos Theory over there. Look for the hats and shirts to come out soon. LSR forever. And be fearless. Peace, bro. Peace to you, Gaz. We'll have to chop it up some more next time. Much love and respect. Remember, Yahweh, Yeshua reigns supreme. Give your heart to Yeshua. You won't go wrong. And I'm out.